Hello, my sunshines. Welcome to my channel where I share my experiences of my transformation journey into becoming the best and highest version of myself. And I want to take time to thank all of the subscribers who have supported the channel by hitting the subscription button, as well as everyone who has taken the time to leave a beautiful, radiating comment in the comments section. I appreciate each and every one of you who have taken the time to do that and to support the channel. So today I wanted to talk about mediocrity and getting a little motivated behind mediocrity. Don't settle for mediocrity. I don't care who told you what. I don't care if your spouse told you your dream is too big. I don't care if a teacher told you you cannot do something. I don't care if a narcissistic parent has told you that you cannot do something or that you can't achieve something or your dreams are too big or that'll never happen or you don't have the circumstances that let you, or other people can do that but not this family. Or if you've been in a relationship with a spouse and they are narcissistic and they have put you down and they have, deteriorated your self worth, don't listen to it. Don't listen to it. You are not meant to be mediocre. You would not have found this video today if your entire life plan was to be average your whole life and to go into your factory job every day at the same time, never sway from it, to do the same thing over and over like a robot, and to live the rest of your days like that. You, my dear, were never meant to settle on mediocrity at all. You refuse to be average. You know that you are more than average, that you are capable of great and beautiful things to bring to this world to serve humanity. And you know that is within you. You can feel it. Like, you understand, it's just applying it. It's kind of like the seed in the soil and it starts to sprout, and you have to push through that dirt. So all of that dirt's keeping you underground. And when you first sprout, you have to defy gravity, basically, right? You have to push upwards. You have to go up. Even though everything's keeping you down, all the people, everybody telling you things that are negative, that no, you can't start your own business. Do you realize you don't have time to start your own business? You don't have the knowledge to start your own business. You don't know where to go or who to talk to, and you don't know how to do payroll, or people can talk you out of a lot of things. You can talk yourself out of a lot of things, but refuse to be average. Refuse to settle for that mediocrity. You did not come to this life, incarnate, grow up, become a child, go through all of these patterns just to live out your days to not accomplish anything, to not have some big feat that has been done. Whatever it is to you, everybody's big feat is their own. It's from perspective, it's whatever you want to accomplish, what your true purpose is here. But refuse to listen to everybody. Refuse to listen to your spouse that tells you that. Refuse to listen to the teacher that told you that. Refuse to listen to the friend that didn't have your back and doesn't think, or the narcissistic parent or the narcissistic spouse or whatever. Refuse to listen to it. And they don't even have to be narcissistic. That's just an example. Refuse to listen to it. Okay? Use it as fuel to light your fire, to go into the direction of excellence, because you did not come here to settle, not at all. And to the mediocre people, to people that like mediocrity, it seems it seems like a great life to be mediocre, right? You don't really stand out from the crowd, you don't have any responsibilities, you're not accountable for anything. You just go in, you don't have to own the business, you just go in and clock in. You don't have any responsibilities, you just do your job and leave. And so, yes, you get to push off the responsibilities to someone else, but you don't get to reap the benefits. And that's not just money. I'm not talking about material gains of owning your own business and it becoming a bazillion-dollar business. I'm talking about all of the things you learn inside by owning your own business. You learn how to be disciplined. You learn how to be routine. You learn how to be structured. You learn to not waste time. You learn to be on time. You learn not to procrastinate. You learn all of those things. It changes you as a person when you're really passionate behind your brand, behind your service, behind your name, whatever the business may be. But you were meant for so much more. And that, to a mediocre person, mediocrity seems wonderful. Like, yeah, I just go clock in. I don't have any responsibilities. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to learn anything new. I don't have to think. I can just be unaware and be a zombie and just go on life and just like on a conveyor belt. I just kind of see people just standing there, just going through the conveyor belt. Like life is just making them ride their ride through life. They're not taking the bull by the horns and riding life. They are letting life literally ride them around and however it wants them to go. And it's unfulfilling because who wants to be on the ride? You want to get out and experience things. You want to get out and see things and talk to people and experience situations for yourself. And the only way to do that is become excellent and become above the mediocrity, to become different than the crowd of people, because the average person is mediocre. And mediocrity really enslaves people. You don't see the Forbes richest 5 people, 100 people. They're not people working for other people. They're people that own businesses that people work for. Other people are helping them achieve their dreams. And so it enslaves people. They basically become, they go into work every day working for someone else's dreams. They clock out, then they clock back in and do it over and over and over again, and it never changes. And really, mediocrity is the worst enemy to prosperity. You can't grow, you can't thrive because you're taking your energy and living someone else's dream, allowing them to thrive. And so we have to get out of this idea of this mediocrity. Yes, it's easier. It's effortless. It's our comfort zone. We don't want to leave our comfort zone. You don't want to wake up at 5 a.m. You don't want to stretch that walk an extra 20 seconds. You don't want to go for a jog and go 2 feet more than, when you're exhausted and you can't go no more, just pushing that extra little bit. Or people just they don't want to take those consistent behaviors, those consistent actions. A true marker of mediocrity is someone that is inconsistent, because they don't want to, first of all, they don't want to rise above the crowd, because that would make them stand apart and that would put attention on them. And they know that you don't have your crap together, and you don't want to have your crap together. You don't want to be responsible. You don't want to be structured. You don't want to be disciplined. You don't want to be routine. You don't want to have to put in that effort to get results. You want to ride that conveyor belt, and the conveyor belt feeds you. You find food, you find love, you find like all your basic needs, but you don't plan nothing. You don't get to execute anything. You don't know what's going to happen. You let life happen to you. So you never are prepared for what may happen or where you may go or what you may do. But anyway, back to the off the tangent. You are not average. You are meant to do something great in this world. So quit treating yourself as though you are an average person. It's almost an insult. It's like you're not average. And this was something that was so hard for me to overcome, because I knew I wasn't average, and I knew I wanted to make these videos, but there was so many limiting beliefs that I had because of, and I believed it. I let it trickle into my belief system that I couldn't do these things. And now here I am doing them. And of course, I had every excuse in the book, but those limiting beliefs because of other people is what prevented me. So it's time to get over those limiting beliefs and push through. It's time to sprout. It's time to sprout the garden in springtime. So push above it. Average people have wishes and hopes. So they're the people that I wish I had that dream home. I wish I had that career. I hope that the people on the conveyor belt, I hope that I hit the lottery. I hope that one day, I'll be win it big in the stock market, or whatever the case may be. They wish and they hope. Confident people, They plan and make goals. They make what they say happen. They don't let other people talk them out of it. They don't talk themselves out of it. They're not easily convinced. They know that if they put forth the effort, they will receive the results. They will achieve it. It's almost impossible. It's a law of the universe. If you start focusing on something and put effort behind it and maintain that effort, results will prosper. I mean, just look at a garden. You plant the seed. If you cover it with soil, add nutrients, you water it, it will grow. Give it sunlight, it will grow. It's just a law. It will happen. But you have to do the effort. You have to exert the effort in order to get the results. You get what you put in. You get out what you put in everything in life. So don't have wishes and hopes, because that's what the universe will bless you with. You know, you wish that you had a yacht. Well, that means you don't have it. So that's what the universe is going to bless you with. You're not a yacht. But if you have a yacht because you have a goal to attain a yacht and you're going to be this type of person with this type of business to go buy a yacht, then the universe will match you with the yacht. So like I said, it's literally an insult to your greatness. So don't let mediocrity kill your dreams, because it's one of the number one dream killers, right? To maintain like the status quo, like the crowd, like the population, the mass quantity. Be like them. You know, go to your job, get a loan, get a mortgage. You're going to owe the bank the rest of your life. You're going to always have these bills. You're just basically enslaved, but you're going to work to pay for these things. And nothing is ever growing. Nothing is ever thriving. I'm going to tell you something. Mediocre people only dream when they sleep. They don't have dreams when they're awake. They're not seeing their future. They're not seeing where they could go. They're not seeing their potential. They're not getting to where they want to go. I want to be on YouTube. I want to make these motivational videos. I want to start a business with it. Well, that's what the direction that I'm going. These people don't dream. Mediocre people just stay on the conveyor belt, just numbing or escaping, or be completely staying unaware of what is going on, because they want to stay distracted, because that means less effort. They're just like a blob on a conveyor belt. The less effort that they have to put in, the better. But when you don't put effort into anything, you don't receive anything back. If you don't plant a garden, you don't go plant seeds, you're not going to have a harvest when it is time to reap your harvest. You're not going to have one because you didn't prepare in the time that it was to prepare. So don't be that person. You are better than that. You know you need to prepare now. You know that you're not mediocre. You know you are above average. You know that you can go in any direction that you want. And it may not be starting a business. There's many, many, many ways that you can strive for excellence, and many talents, and many and purposes. You know, it's not just one thing. I was just using that as an example. But no amount of security that you could ever give yourself will or should allow you for mediocrity to allow mediocrity. Don't let the security or the false security, it's an illusion. That is all it is. Any type of security is just an illusion. And so you're banking on this illusion of security to stay mediocre. You don't want to go and be different from the crowd. You just want to stay in your little box, in your little cube, in your little shell, going down the conveyor belt, letting life happen to you, not taking charge at all, and it's killing your dreams. And I'm begging you, don't let it happen, because you're a beautiful soul and you have so much potential here on earth to spread awareness, to help people, to serve people, to do so much good, to share your light as a human to other humans, to help others thrive. And I don't want to see that wasted. I don't want to see that just, like I said, go to the cemetery and die. I don't want to see that happen, because the gift is here now. It just needs to be used. It just needs to be unwrapped. It's in there and it's wrapped up, and it just needs to be unwrapped and unfolded and then sent to the world and blessed. And you can absolutely do that. And I want you to know that you are above average. Do not settle for this mediocrity that everyone else is doing, that the crowds are doing. No one, There's tons of people that have great messages, that are very creative, but they are so afraid to share their art, their talent, their creation. And because of this, the world is really held back in a lot of ways. We don't get to see all of that art. We don't get to see these messages on YouTube. You may be watching right now and you have wonderful messages that you want to share, but there's just that fear because of all of that dirt that people kept throwing on you when you were just a little seed, right? Which it was actually nutrients. The dirt people kept throwing on your name, the dirt people kept talking about you behind your back, saying you can't do it, saying that you're not smart enough, saying that it's just a crazy old dream. You're just some girl from well, BFE. You can't get on YouTube and do anything, whatever the case may be. Whatever's holding you back, whatever those limiting beliefs are, toss them out the window. They're time to go, because now is the time for you to change the world and to affect lots of people. We are in a digital age where we can reach a lot of people, which is always a good thing. And we're not limited to the people that we're surrounded with physically. Because I found that too. I couldn't relate to the people I was around physically. They supported me, but I couldn't relate because they were not experiencing the same things. So what did I do? I went and found people like myself. I had to come onto the internet and make videos, but I found people like myself that are going through the exact same things. And it's such a great support system. And flowers and vegetables and gardens thrive when there's lots of support in the garden, when there's lots of loving, tender, and care. They thrive. And that's what I want you to do. I want to see you thriving, and I want to see you growing. And don't settle for this mediocrity that everybody else is. Don't listen to them. I don't care if that's all that they see their life to be. If they want to be on that conveyor belt, zombie conveyor belt, then let them. You can't. I think the Bible says somewhere there will always be poor. Like there's always going to be people that you cannot convince to get off of that conveyor belt. Like that's what they want to do. They don't want to put in the effort. Like that's not what they just don't want to. And until they get to that realization themselves that they want to put in the effort to get results, then that's the only way that they change. But worry about yourself. Focus on yourself. It's one of the hardest things that I had to do when I very first started out on this journey. I wanted to point to everyone else and be like, you need to fix this. You need to fix this. This is what's wrong with you. I was like this is what's wrong with you fairy. It's like, ding, this is what's wrong with you. Ding, I learned something new. This is what's wrong with you. And then what's funny is everybody that I was attracted around, all my friends, family, lovers, everything, they were reflecting it back to me. It turned out like I looked at the list of 30 traumas or something. It was like a whole list of all this stuff. I was like, oh man, that was me. That's like check. I was like, no wonder I had like all the little fairy dust everywhere. But I have healed a lot on this journey. I mean, this is an intense journey. And when you face yourself, that is the hardest war you will ever fight, is facing yourself. Facing yourself, your habits, the things that you've learned, and then turning the ship around and sailing a completely different direction than what you were taught. Because that's basically what life is. We grow up in a situation and then we go the complete opposite. And we got to learn to make that and relearn everything, basically. That's kind of how I feel anyway. I don't know if any of you guys resonate with that or not. But anyway, I've enjoyed talking with you guys. I love making these videos. Thank you so much for joining me on my journey of this transformation process, of this healing journey, of figuring out who I am and what directions I want to go in life. And I just love all of your support. I appreciate it so much. Leave me any beautiful comments that you would like to in the comment section, and give me a thumbs up if you resonated. And I will see you guys in the next video. Mwah.